Okay, good first day versus Seattle. Just some light work, short and crisp and fast. I thought the guys approached it well. You could tell we were focused and locked in, and obviously good big week. Get off to a good start.
Frank, we saw Kenny go down briefly during the open period. Do you have an update on him?
I don't think it's anything significant. I think it was more precaution, just to hold him out. But we'll see. We'll get him evaluated when we get inside.
Frank, what did you guys start on Seattle? Was it like in Westfield?
Yeah, we've been working. We worked on Seattle some in the off season, and then obviously in Westfield started getting it a little bit more locked in. But we don't go too hard too soon. Just want it to stay fresh. So, but we're able to get certain parts of the game plan which we feel like we can lock in, that are best to lock in early. We focus on those.
And then Carson was out there today. Nothing negative over the weekend. All on track to him maybe practicing in full on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Yep, positive weekend, positive today, so we'll just keep taking it a day at a time.
How would his reps today compare to Thursday?
I don't know. We didn't run a whole lot of plays today, so it was probably about the same since he was limited, but I thought he handled it well today.
What challenges does it have when you start a different guy? This will be 5 years in a row with a different starter. What does that do team-wise? Challenges it present?
As far as quarterback? Yeah. Since it's all kind of happening at the beginning of the year, I just think we already have a chance to kind of get a feel for what flavor, what emphasis our team is going to have with a new quarterback. Try to accentuate every player's positives, obviously. But, the quarterback position, we'll do that with them as well. So I think we've already been getting that flavor the whole offseason, talking to our team and projecting with our team, here's who we're going to be. Here's the things that don't change. Here's the things that are going to slightly change. Always giving a vision for what we want to be, but then allowing it to work out organically.
Is it maybe it's more of a long-term issue to where you can't project a year or two out if you don't know that guy?
Yeah, it's just we've had unique circumstances, for the last few years. So honestly, it feels like normal. It feels normal. But we're ready. We're ready for a change. We're ready for a change for it to be more normal, right?
For there not to be a change.
For there not to be a change.
Is there an element of having a new quarterback where as much as you guys can plan and as much as you guys can think what the offense is going to look like, that it's going to take a couple of weeks to really zero in on for sure?
I think that happens naturally anyway, year to year. You never know how defenses are going to play you. There's a lot of dynamics that go into it, but we've talked a lot about the whole training camp and even talked about today. We want to be a team. This isn't a war of attrition where, you come in at full strength and everybody's strong and then you just kind of gradually just hold on as long as you can. We want to be going like this. We want to be getting stronger, better. So naturally, that includes all three phases. That includes us offensively. We want to be growing and getting better on offense, figuring out how to be more productive, score more points, how to use our players' strengths more. So I think to that end, it will take weeks. It'll take the year. Hopefully we're evolving through the whole year.
Frank, Chris talks about this a lot. You don't know what you have until it gets hard. Player goes down to injury or you lose a tough game. In a lot of ways, do you feel like you've already weathered some of those storms? It's been a very eventful preseason. And then secondly, do you feel like that's a precursor to what's going to come? Because we know all that can go wrong this season.
Yeah, I think that what we've been through already has kind of made us tougher. I think we've experienced it. I think if you handle it well, and I think we have handled what we've had to handle well, I think it gives us confidence to handle whatever is going to come down the road. There's no guarantee. We're not going to try to project, are we going to run into a lot of COVID issues down the season? I'm just not going to try to project that. We know how to handle it. We've handled it. And I think our players' mindset is the right mindset.
During practice this week, I assume you guys run offense versus scout team. You're starting offense. Do you try and get any starting defense run for Carson to go up against them, just considering he hasn't seen a ton of that this year?
We did a little of it. We did a little bit of it, and we'll do it. Like once the season starts, we still have some, ones versus ones. We have a 1 versus 1 period every day. So it's funny you should ask that, Kevin, because honestly, when Carson came back, he was actually asking for that. Hey, can I get some 1s versus 1s and not just cards? So to your point, so it's a valid point, and we do get it and work it. But now it's a combination of the two.
Are you trying to raise it considering his situation? Do you try to raise that, or is it?
There wasn't a whole lot of time. I mean, let's face it. We have 2 practices, so he didn't get a whole lot of 1 versus 1s reps. To be honest with you, a little bit, but ideally he would have liked more.
Are you concerned about the chemistry then? I was thinking just with Carson, and then I don't think the starting offense that's going to play against Seattle has practiced together until today, I think, if I'm getting everything right. How hard is that to build chemistry toward week 1?
You know how we look at it. I mean, we just kind of look at it. This is the norm. In the NFL, you got to be ready for next man up. You deal with what you have to deal with. I just think we've locked in. When you lock in mentally, we put a lot of weight on the mental reps that you can get. We talk through a lot of things. We do a lot of walkthrough stuff. Walkthrough's not the same as getting live reps, to your point, but it means something. It's not like it's nothing, and we've had a lot of that. Even when we have starting guys who have been injured, they still, Carson's got a lot of walkthrough reps, and I think we've got a lot of work done there, for example.
Hey, Frank,
Okay, last one here.
This whole preseason has been about foot injuries, quarterback, and COVID. Not much has been talked about with the defense. Why do you think your defense will be better than what it was last year?
I think, up front we're going to be really good. I think we got really good depth. Obviously Quiddy's look strong. All the guys returning are really good players. I just think everybody's healthier. Buck last year had an unbelievable year, Pro Bowl year, and was playing, without one hand basically. So I think he's even going to be more of a force than he was last year, if that's possible. I think we're better in the secondary. I think our schemes are 1 year better. I think the defense did some really good work in the off season. I think you'll see and notice a few changes that we've made schematically, just little things, just little things that we've done that we think are going to help our defense take that next step. And we already feel that defense was pretty good to start.
What was your reaction? The guys have been saying the 40 turnovers. It's been around for several years. When you first heard that, whenever that was, what was your reaction?
Yeah, I think we have the personnel to do it, but it's hard to do, and so you just have to. There's a lot of things that have to go right. Usually those you got to have a winning. I think you got to have a winning season, where you put the other team playing catch up. That's where a lot of turnovers happen. So. I think it's a great goal, and I think we got to get after it.